Loss is one of life's most difficult and inevitable experiences. Whether it's the death of a loved one, the loss of a job, or the end of a personal dream, loss often leaves us feeling empty, confused, and heartbroken. In a world that often encourages us to push past pain, the process of grieving and accepting loss can feel like a battle. Yet, Stoicism offers us a profound perspective on how to face loss with grace, resilience, and peace. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his writings that loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. This powerful Stoic insight teaches us that loss, although painful, is simply a part of the natural ebb and flow of life. Instead of resisting or fighting it, Stoicism encourages us to embrace the inevitable changes that come our way and to find peace in acceptance. In this video, we'll explore how Stoic principles can help us navigate the pain of loss, cultivate emotional resilience, and ultimately find strength in the acceptance of life's changes. If you've ever struggled with loss, this video offers Stoic tools to help you move through the grief with wisdom and grace, discovering peace in the process. Marcus Aurelius offers a powerful perspective on loss when he says, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." This quote challenges us to view loss not as an end, but as a natural part of the cycle of life. In Stoic thought, change is inevitable. It is a constant force of nature. Loss, whether it's the death of a loved one, the ending of a chapter in our lives, or the unfulfilled dreams we once cherished, is simply a form of change. Instead of resisting it or grieving in a way that paralyzes us, Stoicism teaches us to accept change and understand that it is a necessary part of life. Natural rhythm. Loss is not a tragedy in itself, it's part of the grand cycle of existence. By embracing this change, we can find peace and strength in the process. Marcus Aurelius's insight that loss is nothing else but change and change is nature's delight invites us to shift our perspective on loss. In a world where we often view loss as a tragedy, something to be avoided or feared, Stoicism challenges us to see it as a natural part of the unfolding process of life. Loss is change, and rather than resisting it, Stoicism teaches us to accept it with grace. The truth is, loss, whether of a loved one, a job, or a dream, is something that will touch us all at some point in life. It is inevitable. We may not be able to control the loss itself, but we can control how we respond to it. Acceptance of loss does not mean we stop grieving or pretending the pain isn't real. It means we accept loss as part of the natural order and allow ourselves to feel the grief without letting it take over our lives. The Stoic mindset offers us a way through this difficult process. Instead of focusing on the pain of the loss or resisting the changes it brings, we can choose to focus on the growth and wisdom that emerge from it. Stoicism teaches us that when we accept the inevitable, we are better able to find peace in the midst of change. The Stoic approach to loss. Acceptance of change. The first step in dealing with loss is to acknowledge that change is a natural part of life. Every person, every experience, and every situation is subject to change. Instead of resisting loss, we embrace it as part of nature's cycle. Grief is natural, but resisting change only prolongs our suffering. When we accept that loss is part of life's inevitable ebb and flow, we can move through the grieving process with more peace and acceptance. Focus on what you can control. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, especially in the face of loss. We can't control the events that cause us pain, but we can control how we respond. This might mean choosing to honor the memory of a loved one with gratitude instead of dwelling in sorrow, or accepting a career change and deciding to move forward with resilience. By focusing on our reactions to loss, we regain a sense of control and agency. Reframe loss as an opportunity for growth. Instead of seeing loss as something that diminishes us, we can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. When we experience loss, it forces us to confront our values, beliefs, and priorities. Loss can teach us about resilience, about what truly matters in life, and about the strength we have within us. The Stoics believe that hardship, including loss, is often the best teacher. Through it, we gain wisdom, patience, and emotional resilience. Embrace impermanence. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the idea that impermanence is a natural part of life. Nothing is permanent, not our relationships, our jobs, or even our emotions. This acceptance of impermanence allows us to live with more grace, knowing that every moment, every experience is fleeting. The more we embrace the temporary nature of life, the more we can enjoy and appreciate the present moment without clinging to the past. Cultivate gratitude. Even in the face of loss, Stoicism encourages us to practice gratitude. The Stoics believed that what we appreciate most is often what we lose, and this appreciation can help us find peace, even in grief. By reflecting on the positives that the lost relationship, job, or experience brought into our lives, we create space for healing and emotional growth. Instead of focusing solely on what is gone, we can turn our attention to what remains and how we can move forward with wisdom and gratitude. Finding peace in acceptance. The Stoic approach to loss is not about denying our grief or pretending everything is fine. It's about embracing the natural process of change with acceptance, learning from the experience, and finding strength in our ability to navigate the shifts in life. Stoicism teaches us that true peace comes from accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can, how we respond, how we grow, and how we move forward. By practicing Stoic mindfulness in the face of loss, we can transform our grief into a powerful tool for growth. The pain may not disappear, but our relationship with it can shift from one of resistance to one of acceptance and strength. Loss is a universal experience. Whether it's the death of a loved one, the end of a significant relationship, or the loss of a job or dream, loss often brings profound grief and a sense of helplessness. In a world where external success, achievement, and validation are prized above all else, the emotional turmoil that comes with loss can leave us feeling uncertain, disconnected, and vulnerable. But Stoicism offers us a different way of looking at loss. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. This powerful perspective reframes loss as an inevitable part of life's natural cycle, rather than something to fear or resist. When we face loss, we are confronted not just with the absence of something or someone, but with the impermanence of all things. Change is constant, and loss is a reflection of that change. Instead of allowing grief to paralyze us, Stoicism teaches us to embrace change and find strength in acceptance. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, responses, and actions, we can regain a sense of agency and peace, even in the face of loss. The nature of loss. The first thing Stoicism teaches us about loss is that it is natural. Nothing in life is permanent. We are all subject to change. People come and go, situations evolve, and the world keeps turning. When we lose something or someone important to us, it's easy to feel that the loss defines us or takes away from who we are. But the Stoics remind us that this is simply part of the human experience. Instead of focusing on the void created by loss, we shift our perspective to acknowledge that everything in life is transient. By recognizing that loss is inevitable, we can begin to understand that it doesn't diminish us. It is simply the natural progression of life, and through it, we grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. How Stoicism helps us accept loss. Focus on what you can control. In moments of loss, we often feel powerless. The situation may be out of our hands, and we might wish for things to be different. However, the Stoic practice teaches us to focus on what we can control: our reactions, our mindset, and our actions. We cannot control the past, the future, or the actions of others, but we can control how we respond to loss. By accepting that we cannot control the external world, we regain control over our inner world. Embrace change as part of life. Change, as the Stoics teach us, is a constant. Instead of fighting against it, we can learn to embrace it as part of life's natural rhythm. Loss may bring pain, but it also brings growth, clarity, and understanding. When we accept change as a natural part of existence, we free ourselves from the struggle of wishing things were different and open ourselves up to the opportunity for transformation. Let go of attachments. The Stoics remind us that attachment to external things, possessions, people, or status often leads to suffering. When we lose something we've deeply attached ourselves to, the pain can feel unbearable. But Stoicism teaches us to let go of our attachment to the temporary. By recognizing that nothing external can provide lasting fulfillment, we learn to find peace within ourselves. The Stoic practice of amor fati, the love of fate, encourages us to embrace the life we have, with all its impermanence, and find meaning in every moment. Find purpose in adversity. Stoicism teaches that hardship, including loss, is not only inevitable, but also an opportunity to build virtue. Every loss challenges us to respond with courage, wisdom, and resilience. Instead of succumbing to despair, we can choose to find meaning and purpose in adversity. Loss can teach us valuable lessons about ourselves, about others, and about life itself. By viewing loss as an opportunity to grow in virtue, we transform grief into strength. Practice gratitude for what remains. In the face of loss, it can be easy to focus on what we no longer have. But Stoicism teaches us to shift our focus to what remains. Gratitude allows us to appreciate the people, relationships, and experiences that are still part of our lives. Even in the most difficult times, there is always something to be grateful for. By practicing gratitude, we can shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance and find peace amidst the pain. Moving forward with resilience. The Stoic approach to loss is not about avoiding pain or pretending that grief doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging that loss is a natural part of life and that we have the power to choose how we respond. By embracing change, letting go of attachment, and cultivating virtues like courage and resilience, we turn loss into an opportunity for personal growth and strength. In the face of loss, the Stoic path is one of acceptance, resilience, and peace. We cannot control the events that cause us pain, but we can control how we move forward, with grace, wisdom, and an open heart. As we conclude today's discussion on the strength in acceptance and dealing with loss, remember that loss is an inevitable part of life. It's a natural part of the cycle of change, and Stoicism teaches us that we can find strength not by resisting it, but by embracing it. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. This simple truth invites us to accept loss as part of life's grand flow, knowing that each loss also brings the possibility of growth and transformation. Stoicism empowers us to focus on what we can control, our reactions, our mindset, and how we choose to move forward. By accepting the impermanence of life, practicing gratitude, and cultivating resilience, we can navigate the pain of loss with grace and emerge stronger. True strength lies not in avoiding loss, but in learning from it and embracing the wisdom it offers. So as you face your own challenges or losses, ask yourself, how can I embrace this change with wisdom? How can I use this experience to grow in strength, resilience, and virtue? By practicing Stoic principles, you'll find that the pain of loss can be transformed into an opportunity for personal growth and lasting peace. Thank you for joining us today. If this video resonated with you, subscribe and share it with someone who might benefit from these Stoic insights. Together, let's find strength in acceptance and move through life's changes with resilience and grace.